Thank you for tuning in to Gloves Off Seattle. Your hosts, Patti and Meagan, will be talking about all things Seattle women's hockey. A huge Pacific Northwest welcome to the PWHL. Gloves Off Seattle! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves Off Seattle.
Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon. If you are watching and not listening, you can see we are still adorned from the Seattle Pride Parade today. We will get there. Happy Pride. We will get there as far as what the events of the weekend have been, which have been plentiful, and we've been very busy. It also feels like it's been a really long time since we've had an episode because we've been doing 2 a week for, the last three or so weeks. So to just have one last week and looking like we're just going to have one this week, it's going to be, I don't know, it feels a little slower. So hope everybody's enjoying their summer, enjoying their time off if they are getting it. It's just interesting because we're like, oh yeah, the off season is going to be so much slower. I don't think it's going to be that much slower, but we've at least been able to slow down a little bit and only go for one episode a week. So
Yeah.
I think before we start in on the weekend, we're going to back up and talk about some things that happened torrent-wise over the last week. So I think the first thing that happened, which we are very excited about, is the re-signing of Lindy Lobdell and Lily Delianatis. So yeah, we're very excited to have them back. 2 young players that came to us through the draft last year, and both got re-signed, I believe, on 1-year contracts, but let me look and let me make sure. Yep. Both got re-signed on 1-year contracts. So that was mid last week.
Yeah. Happy about that. I mean, we enjoyed them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And every time we interacted with Lindy, she's all bubbly and happy and smiling and saying hi, and it just really sweet. And it's fun to watch Lily play. Just really happy they both got re-signed.
Yeah, for sure. And just again, I think that it's funny, we've had the conversations we've had over the last couple of days with the Torrent fans that we've seen in person, because we've been able to see some Torrent fans in person, which is awesome, is that everybody feels like the team is coming together, like young, like definitely like young and fresh, and who knows what, like, how it's all going to come together. So we're pretty excited for what is shaping up at this point. So
Absolutely.
the other news that came, and this was 5 days ago, so I don't know how many days ago that is, and we actually asked for some technical assistance from the Czech Women's Hockey Report, because this is the Czech player that's coming to us and from Boston, and I did not want to butcher their name, so I got a little help, and I'm probably still going to butcher the name, but I'm going to try my best. So I think it's Naomi is how you say her first name, and then Nubarova. Anyway, I'm butchering it. Obviously, I'm not doing it justice, but we will learn once we hear it, once we start hearing it regularly. I never thought I'd be able to say Teralova, and I can't even say it now. Teralova without
totally
thinking about that.
right
I
now.
can say it. It's just, but I have to think about the fact that there's a J when I want to spell it. And so it's like, it's one of those things that, like, once I learn it, I'll learn it, and then it won't be a problem anymore. So excited. Also, Naomi will go by first name, since I'm going to butcher your last name. My apologies, to have you join us here at the Torrent.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Another 1-year agreement. 1-year player contract. So, and at that point, I think we haven't had any other signings, any other player movement at this point. So that brings us, because it was 13, so then 14, 15, 16.
I think we're at 16.
Yeah, 16 signed players, because the last time we reported out, it was 13. And so as we've talked about, we can have 19 going into training camp. We still have not signed any of our draftees yet. So we have not seen contracts come through for any of them, as far as I know. And if they've happened and they weren't reported out to us, then that's news to me. But I haven't seen, and knowing that we can only go in with 19 contracts, my guess is that we would know about those, because we're only going to sign 3 of those people, if it's the 3 of them, if they're going to have any contract signed for any of the
before camp, right?
Draftees before camp, right? So that's the conversation we've been having, is like, there are, we reserve the rights to them at this point. So, like, they I mean, have to sounds really strong, but like they have to come to camp, right? Like,
Oh yeah, they
yeah.
have to come to
So
camp.
whether we have them signed on a contract or not, they have to show up at camp. So it's kind of a nice way to audition them at this point, right?
Yeah,
Because we have their rights, and so someone else isn't going to necessarily gobble them up or invite them to camp.
right.
We have rights to that, so we get to see them and see how they perform.
And how they fit in and how
Right.
they, work with everyone else and inside the system, whatever that system is going to be.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, long story short, that's yeah,
Lots
that's
of player happenings this week.
lots of player happenings this week, but still some unknowns, still some things that we are unsure about. Like I said, the draftee contracts haven't, as far as we know, haven't been signed or they haven't been reported yet if they have been signed. And so we're still interested just to see if any of those draftees, especially like our first couple, don't have contracts before they come into camp. I would be kind of surprised. And I think what we know right now, the number one, for those that don't know, and this will come out on Monday, so this will be very pertinent. The league is on a like they take a hiatus this week. I guess this is the week they give everybody off every year, and then moving into the Fourth of July holiday, which is next weekend for those here in the United States that celebrate
Right.
that
Which is weird because half of our teams are in
are in
Canada.
Canada.
But that, players from
Is
all
there
over.
another holiday that corresponds to Fourth of July in
I don't
Canada? I don't
think
know.
so. I don't think so, but I'm definitely not the expert.
I'm sure
So
Brian will let us
Brian
know.
will absolutely
Yeah,
let
because
us
Brian
know.
is Canadian and he would know about all of those holidays. And he's lived in the United States long enough that I'm sure he can tell us about the American holidays too.
Mm,
He
yeah.
probably knows more than we do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so as far as we know, nothing's probably going to be happening this week because everybody's off. Everybody's off and on vacation. Well deserved. I mean, good grief. Like these players, and not these players, the admin staff, the GMs, all these people,
Work so hard.
they work hard. They need a break. So I'm happy for them that they get a break because the off season, as much as we keep saying we thought we were going to get a break,
Slow down.
it has not slowed down. And I don't think it's probably slowed down for any of our admin staff on the teams yet, and probably will as things, once we get past all this, the
Right.
expansion and the signing and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I
So,
think so.
okay. So, anything more to talk about on the Torrent signing front before we get into the weekend?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So this weekend, we actually had family in town,
Hmm.
which has been a lot of fun. But one of the things that our out of town guests wanted to do, and our niece who lives in town has been wanting us to do for a long time, is to go to the Storm game. So we finally did it. The Storm had their Pride game on Saturday night, and so we went to the Storm game
Whole
on Saturday
family
night. The
went.
whole family, yeah, there was a lot of us.
Yeah.
We had a big long row. Anyway, and it was super fun. I will say that. Just number one, we got to see a lot of our torrent friends, so
And
that was really awesome. It
and
was
our torn homes. So
yeah, oh
it
yeah,
was good to
we
be
went
back
and
at Climate
visited.
Pledge.
Yeah, we went and visited our seats too, and it was really funny because I think the ladies that were sitting there were like, "You guys are weird," and
Yeah,
we're like,
definitely we read weird at
yeah,
that
I
point.
was like, we want to visit our seats. These are our torrent season ticket seats. And I'm like, can we come take a picture? And they were like, okay. And I
Yeah,
was like,
they didn't get up. They're like,
yeah,
okay, go
sure, go
ahead over
ahead.
there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
okay, we
Okay.
sat in three and four and took a picture.
Yeah. So anyway, so we visited our seats, which was very nice. And we didn't sit far away. We
No,
sat
two
in
sections over. Yeah.
section 9. So we're in section 7. So it was really good. They were great seats for the game too. Like I felt like
Oh
our
yeah.
niece, shout out to our niece Steph who
Thanks,
picked us.
stuff.
Yeah, picked those seats. They did a good job. Well, maybe it was her girlfriend Malaya. I don't know. It
I
was
don't
one
know.
of them.
Yeah,
One
but
of them.
enjoy the
We
seats.
did. We enjoyed the seats. It was really fun. So, and it wasn't, I mean, they had the ends curtained off, and I think the upper section curtained off. So it wasn't like a full sellout crowd or anything, but, there were people up in the upper
Up in the
bowl.
upper bowl,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was pretty, it was well attended. It wasn't sold out, or even the sections that were open were sold out, but there were a lot of people there and it was really good.
Yeah, it was really fun. So, I don't know. I mean, we can talk a little bit about the game. They won, which
We
was
won.
great. Yeah, yeah, go Storm. It was the second win in a row,
Hmm.
of which they haven't been doing that much winning. So maybe this is like the sign that things are turning for them. And I know people who are big fans of the team can probably speak a little more, eloquently to this, but it's probably a sign that maybe the rest of the season's gonna be on the upturn for them. I don't even know
It'll
where we are in this
happen.
season.
I don't either, but I did. We found out later that they were playing the number one team in the league, and
Oh,
they
Eastern
in
Conference,
the
in the
Eastern
Eastern
Con. Okay,
Conference.
not the regular
We had
season.
really good conversations because we did public transit actually both on Saturday night and then this morning, and we'll talk about the Pride Parade and what we did this morning. But we went and we're on public transit, and it's like that's the best place to have
It
conversations
really
with other
is.
fans. People will just have any kind. So we had a great conversation with these two very nice women who were telling us about the storm and that yeah that they have not that we're last place in the Western or the Pacific Conference, whatever the conference is, but
Right.
that Atlanta is first place in the Eastern Conference and that we played really well and we looked really good. And not that they looked bad because that was the other thing they said, which I didn't think they did, but
No,
yeah,
no.
I just think that we just outshot them
Yeah.
and by a lot.
Yeah. And we invited those two women to the torrent. I think everyone we talked to, we
Yeah,
invited
yeah.
to
We
the
were
torrent.
like,
We're like,
everybody should come to a
just
touring.
come
I was
in.
like, if you've never been to a touring game, you should
You gotta
definitely be,
come.
yeah, you should definitely come to a touring game because I think the vibes at the Storm were good. I'm not gonna say it was definitely a different vibe. Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, it was exactly like the Torrent because I don't feel like it was exactly like the Torrent. But I feel like the inclusivity, and granted, it was Pride Night, guys. So I also want to put that out there that I haven't been there on a regular. They have a lot of theme nights.
They do a lot of theme night.
But I haven't been there on a regular night to know how the vibes are on a non-Pride night, but Pride, it was super fun. They did a good job. And the merch that oh my gosh, that Pride merch that they put together,
It's really
that
cool.
artist, yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
And
The
stuff,
t-shirt sold out
yeah, the
fast, but the
t-shirts
other
were
stuff was
gone.
all really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so our new stuff got a hat and it's really
Yeah.
it's a really nice design. So I just kudos, hats off, Storm. You guys are doing a great job. Um, it was fun. It was an interesting, it was interesting. It was, I'm kind of jealous that they have a mascot. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That was
And that they
like
could play music throughout the whole play. They didn't have to stop
no, that was
because
like that was something I was actually surprised at.
yeah,
Like they don't stop the music when they play. Like the music keeps going. And I'm like, "Oh, is that I guess that's all basketball." I don't know. I haven't watched basketball in a really long
it
time.
must
So,
be, I think.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
hockey's different. It's usually when the puck is not in play and when the puck is dropped, the music
Stops.
stops,
Yeah.
the chanting, whatever they're doing, stops. So,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, when they play music, we still sing to finish out the chorus
Oh no,
in certain
no.
songs. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But the
the
music
PA
yeah,
still.
the PA the stuff the yeah, the in anyway. So it was just an interesting thing to like juxtapose that on top of, what a torrent game is like, but
Right.
also just it was also fun for us just to see people too. So we'll start the shout out brigade right now. The first people we saw during halftime, I was about ready to say intermission.
That's when we went over to see our seats,
We went over
right?
to see our seats. So we met Roxanne and
Roxanne and Athira.
Athera. And go ahead.
Oh, they made us this really cool. They'd seen all my wife had been posting all month the queer joy, and they made us a queer joy bracelet. If you're watching, you can see it. If you're not, you'll have to use your imagination. But it was so cute. They found us by our seats, and we'd never
Yeah.
met them before in the
No.
torrent game.
Mm-mm.
It's the first time we met them, and it was very sweet. And thank you so much. Athera made the bracelet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Huge shout out, Roxanne and Athera. It was great. It was great just to chat with you guys for a little
Hmm.
bit.
Hmm.
And Athera is rivaling our smallest fan, but we'll get to her in just a
Hmm.
second. So
Yeah.
then we saw Night
Night
Nurse
Nurse
Megan
Megan.
at the Living Wall. We wanted to
Hmm.
make sure that we had a time to meet up with Megan and because she was there with a friend and we just haven't seen each other in person for a while. We've chatted, but we just haven't seen each other in person for a
Right.
while. So it was really good to see Megan too.
Yeah.
So
See her and catch up.
yep. And
Yeah.
then I ran into Carrie
Hmm.
walking through the concourse trying to get back to our seat after
She was
halftime.
stalking us in our new section.
Oh,
She
she
knew we were in
was.
section 9. She was trying to find us. We were out walking around.
We were wandering around and she was like, "Oh, they must be up for halftime." And anyway, so she was coming back and I was going in and we stopped and we chatted for a long time, which was really great. So Carrie and Chris, her husband, are the parents to our
Littlest
littlest fan,
fan,
Rowan,
Rowan.
who we should give a shout out to Rowan because we did actually see Rowan after the game last
Yeah.
night. So they were there. Rowan with her friend Cody
Hmm.
were there with Chris and Carrie,
Carrie.
and so they were sitting in another section, but we got to talk to them for a little while. And then Chris came down because they were joking because they were handing the kids off. So Chris came down and chatted with us after the game,
Separately.
and then we ended up seeing them all and got pictures with
Yeah.
So huge shout out, Rowan. It was great seeing you.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that Rowan is learning to skate and maybe going to
Hmm.
start hockey, so we're excited about that. that too. And
I'm very excited for
it's
that.
just
Got
good.
pictures with
Yeah,
everyone. It was really
it was really
nice.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good just to see everybody.
And it
So
made my heart so warm because we all ended up in the bathroom at the end because, the game's over and we're going home, we go to the bathroom, and I'm in the stall and I hear as Cody and Rome are leaving, bye, gloves up, Seattle. It was really sweet.
yeah,
It made my heart warm.
yeah, it was really fun.
Yep, yep, yep. I think that's all we
Well, we saw
have to.
Dana, our friends
Oh
Dana and Tessa,
yeah.
and so that these are like in real life friends. Like that's
Uh,
really funny. Like I'm like they're not internet friends, they're in real life friends, but they're people that we've had community with here in the area that we live in, and so it was really fun to see them too. And Dana ended up pulling up one of the rainbow basketball
Basketballs
stickers
from the
off the
floor.
floor. They said she could. She
Yeah,
wasn't
she got
stealing it.
permission.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
would never do
They
that.
were just gonna get rid of it, and she's like, "I'll take it." And so she was wandering around with it after the game, and so we got a
Stuck to her
picture.
body.
Yeah, we got a picture with the big basketball sticker afterwards, which is really fun.
It was
So.
very cool.
Yeah, so Storm Games, second to Torrent Games for sure, but it was still fun because we got to see a lot of people that we know, and
And it's in our second home.
yeah, and it was nice to get back in Climate Pledge because and feel like I'm like, oh yeah, I know what this place is, I know where everything is.
Yeah, except we were warm.
Oh no, that is true. Oh my gosh, guys, that was the weirdest thing. So I was wearing a sweatshirt. I had on a t-shirt underneath, but I was wearing a sweatshirt because I was like, okay, people are like it's warmer, but I'm like, is it really warmer? And so I was not trusting at all. No, I was pretty warm.
Yeah, it was warmer.
Yeah, it was definitely warmer. I wasn't uncomfortable, but I'm just saying, like, you probably could have been just okay in a t-shirt, in there, and then people who run hot probably would need even less than that because it was that warm.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of shocking when you go in there and you're like, oh, it's not freezing cold like it normally is. So, yeah,
Like we're used
like
to.
we're used to. Yeah,
Hmm.
so that was definitely the difference.
Yeah.
So,
Good game. We won.
yes.
That dress on the bench. Who was that?
Oh, I we looked that up. I know.
I forget.
Yeah.
Hannah told me too.
Yeah, the name of the player. So the one player was not dressed out for the game,
She
but
was
she was in
injured.
it what looked like, I mean, to me, like a African print, and she had a headdress. She was this gorgeous dress.
Gorgeous.
And this, I mean, we just couldn't stop. Every time, like they would all get up off the bench and like clap and do, which is always also kind of fun because it feels like the rest of the team is like in the game even though they're not playing. So
Hmm.
I've forgotten that about basketball that they're also very close to the court, and it just so seeing her like stand up, and I think she's injured. I think that's what's going
Yeah.
on. So
Yeah.
anyway, but she just that dress was gorgeous. It was
Amazing.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yep.
it's really
Yep.
fun.
Yep. All
Anything
right.
else?
No, the drag show at halftime, which I kept calling intermission because my brain is
Yeah, we
is
missed
that.
it though.
We
We were
did. We
wanting
saw a little bit on the monitor when we were wandering
Yeah.
around,
I don't
but
even know who the drag queen is. So if somebody wants to chime in and tell us who the drag queen was, because somebody's like, is it Miss Cracker? I was like, no, no, Miss Cracker is like all over the universe right now. So she was already here and now is gone. So I don't know who it was.
yeah.
My guess it was probably a local drag queen, but I don't know.
I don't know, but it was cool, and the dance troupe was cool. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just a really
Oh
fun
no, no.
night.
Yeah, they had a dance. They had like the dance. I don't know. They're calling the dance
Dance
crew,
troupe.
dance
They call them
troupe,
troupe.
the troupe. Oh, okay. And they looked like they were like teenagery or youngery type girls. It wasn't.
Youngery.
You know what I mean? Like
I
not.
don't
I don't
know.
know, but like not. They weren't adults. Like they were definitely younger than adults. And so it was fun because I was like, oh, how cool to be to be part of the dance crew for a WNBA team and you're like
Yeah.
15. Like that would be super sweet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the t-shirt cannons were amazing. Like the one that was like a machine gun that went around and around the that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they threw a lot of t-shirts, so it was fun. It was a good time. I definitely recommend 10 out of 10 recommend. I think we'll probably go back at some point. Definitely not looking to be season ticket holders, but that's just because, basketball isn't our sport. So,
Yeah.
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 It was fun.
It was very fun. All
Okay.
right.
So this morning, I'm tired just thinking about it. This
We
morning,
need a nap.
we was the Seattle Pride Parade. So this is always the big culmination of Pride Month for people in Seattle. There's a big parade, and it's the joke is, and one of our friends made this joke, and I think it's kind of true. It's like if you're a Seattle business and you're not in the Pride Parade, like what's wrong with
Very
you?
suspect.
Yeah, because it's like everybody's in the Pride Parade, and so it's a big mess of people. And it's like if that's your jam, like it's the place for you, but
Hmm.
it is a big mess of people. And we honestly were not planning on going. We had
We were.
decided that we were like,
Because we have
yeah,
family in town and they
yeah,
didn't want to go, even though,
yeah. But it wasn't even that. It's just like it's a big mess of people and it's,
it's hard to get there because all the roads are closed.
yeah.
And, we weren't going to drive if we went. We knew
No.
that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of peopling. It's a lot of traffic. But I'll tell you, my wife planned it to
Well,
perfection today.
anyway, so we rode the train because I'm telling you, pro tip, like do not drive into the city and on the weekend if you don't have to, period. Like
Hmm.
if you live outside of the city, like take one of the trains in, like it's easy to park and to ride. If you live in the city, you already know this because you probably do it all the time anyway. But so that was the first thing. It was good, but it's a long train ride. It takes almost an hour to get up to, to get up to Seattle from where we live. On a good day with no traffic in the car. So like
Hmm.
it's just, it takes a little while to do it. But we got there and the reason why we decided to go was because sweet Emily Brown was the lone player representative for the Torrent as the Grand Marshal, which was amazing because we found out this morning that it wasn't just Emily Brown that was grand marshaling, but it was also her wifey. We'll call Ashley her wifey, and her wifey because that's what she calls her. But her girlfriend, they were there, and it was really fun to see them and celebrate their relationship.
They
So,
were so happy.
oh
And there
yeah,
were so many Torrent fans in the audience,
yeah,
in
in the
the
crowd,
spectators, yeah, in
yeah.
the crowd. And they were handing out stickers and the whole
Well, so
PR
let's
staff was
let's go
there.
back to why we ended up going. So Emily reached out to us and asked if we were going to go, and we were like, well, we weren't going to, but if you're going to be there, then we are 100% going to go. Because at that point, we didn't know if there were any players. And it's like, not again, like don't hear us wrong. Like we support the Torrent, like we love you guys, but again, it was very people-y and with the kids and all that stuff. We were just like, okay, should we go? Should we go? But Emily reached out and we're like, okay, we're going. We're going to
Gotta go.
100%. We got to be there. We got to cheer them on. So my whole scheme for the whole thing, which I think people are going to laugh at me when they hear this, was like,
It was
we're going to
awesome.
go to the end of the parade because then and it was like they're grand marshaling, so they'll be one of the first floats. So then we can just leave right after they come by and not have to watch the entire parade or feel like we're like, anyway. So that's what we did. We also knew it was going to be hard for us to get up there by 11 because 11 was when the parade started. And we were
Hmm.
literally like getting there at 11. So
Yeah.
had we been at the start of the parade,
Would have missed
we
her.
probably would have missed it. So that's
Yeah.
why we went to the end too. But it ended up working really well. We waited around for a little while, but we got to see what are the dykes on bikes?
Dykes on bikes, and
Yeah.
we got to see the indigenous
Oh yeah.
procession.
Yeah. I think it was the Puyallup tribe that did did the beginning of it. Anyway, so it was really cool. It was a very cool introduction. And then the two grand marshals, and I apologize, I don't know the gentleman's name who was the other grand marshal, but then the Seattle Torrent, and it was Emily. And then it was not only was it Emily and Ashley, which was really great to see them, but it was all of our Torrent
Support
like
staff.
support staff, like the administrative staff at the Torrent, which we've spent some time with over the last year getting to know because of the way that we've interacted with the team. So it was really fun to get to see them. And they were doing such a good job of recognizing every single Torrent fan in the crowd was getting a wave, a shout out, come take a picture. Here's a sticker, here's a fan, here's a whatever. And so
Hmm.
when they came up to us and I was filming and waving and whatever, they stopped the car so that we could run out in the street with the kids and get a picture with Emily and
It was
Ashley.
very
So
cool.
it was very fun and it made us feel very special. Thank you, Maddie. We're gonna shout out to Maddie
Thanks,
because
Maddie.
Maddie's like, stop the car. So yeah, it was really great. It was really great to see everybody today. So I just I know that there was a lot of people out there supporting. I mean, people stopped by us. Who was
On the train in, we met Kayla,
Oh
who had
yeah,
reached out to us
Kayla.
before.
Yeah, and Kayla is actually scheming for something for the start of the season. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet because I think that it's going to be a really good surprise. But we're all going to be involved and we can all have a part to play. So TBD on, or not TB, well, it's not to be determined, but to be announced what that's going to look like, guys. But I think we're going to try and do something really fun for the first game of the season. And Kayla is the one that brought that idea forward, and we're going to help
Yeah.
push it through to fruition. So
Thanks for
teaser
inviting us.
teaser that it's going to be really fun the first game of the season. So just get on board now.
Get your tickets when you can
That's right.
because it's
If
going to
yeah,
be
if you're
fun.
not a season ticket holder, get a ticket for the first game of the season. Obviously, they're not selling single. We don't even know the schedule yet. Come on, let's be
We
honest.
don't, but as soon as you can, get it because the first game's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, all the games are going to be fun, but
Yeah.
yeah, you should definitely go.
Yes.
Yeah. And then while we were watching the parade, Mo stopped by
Oh,
and said
yes.
hi. Thanks for
She was like, "Are you guys
reaching
from
out.
South Seattle? I saw you across the street." And we're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I just wanted to come say hi and happy Pride." And we're like, "Oh, thank
Aw,
you. It
we
was so
love when
good."
people come
Yeah.
say hi.
Yeah. And then someone else yelled at us as we were walking down the street. They're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's our favorite podcast." And I'm like, "Hi." Anyway,
Yeah.
we were walking. We
We
didn't
were walking,
stop.
they were walking the other way, and that
Yeah.
was, yeah. So thank you everyone for reaching out and saying hi. And was there, I mean, we just had more conversations on the train home.
Hmm.
Megan was talking to people left and right, and just really public transportation is really fun.
Yeah.
And it's
I think when you're doing it around these big events, you end up like, I mean, it was really, what did somebody posted a thread that was like, riding the train to the Seattle Pride is like going on the best field trip like ever.
field
So
trip.
it's
I
like,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah, I know. Because it's like, yeah, everybody getting on the train is going to Pride. Like
Right.
everyone that was getting on the train was going to Pride. So it was just really fun because we all got to kind of pre-celebrate together as we got
I
up
did see
there.
some people get on at the airport with luggage, and they were kind
Oh
of
no, yeah,
like,
they were like, "What is going on?" I'm
what's
like, "You
happening?
picked the wrong day to fly in,
Yeah.
go on your cruise." They were going on a cruise.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah,"
yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, that's gonna be a lot to try and get through downtown." But yeah,
Yeah. Good luck.
yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, I didn't feel like where we stood at least, and we were at the Seattle Center.
Yeah.
It did not feel insane. It didn't feel like where I had been in years past, where it was just like
Wall to wall.
throngs of people and you couldn't move and you couldn't get close enough to see and
Unless you were there staked out like really early,
right,
right?
right.
You're way back. And
Yeah.
we were at one point, and then we're like, wait, if we leave early, we're gonna have to go over there to get the monorail. Let's go across the street. There was another curb there.
Yeah.
The boys were fun, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was really hats off to
I don't
my
know.
wife.
I
She
mean, just
really
'cause
did it well.
I've done it a couple times and I was just trying to figure out, I was jokingly saying like, what's the bougiest way you could do the Pride Parade? And I was like, a hotel. And she was like, oh, the grandstand. I was like, oh, the grandstand would probably be the bougiest way. Those tickets are not cheap either.
Mm-mm,
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's nice to sit in the grandstands, but yeah, they're not cheap at all.
mm-mm.
So we didn't do
Hotel
that.
rooftop,
Hotel rooftop, that'd be
or
nice.
find a friend who has an apartment
I think it would
nearby.
be really, it's more fun to be down on the street. So like, I
Yeah.
don't know, like it would be hard to be up that
Yeah.
far away and really enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
So anyway, anybody has any bougie ideas for the Pride Parade? I'm here for it. But it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a
I
really
loved
good
it.
time. Oh yeah, I'm glad we
And
went
the kids
too.
had fun, and
Yeah, they
I
were
think
done. I mean, as soon as Emily went by, they were like, okay, can we go home now? And we're like, you know what? This is why we planned it this way. Because yes, we can. We can leave now. And I'm kind of sad, actually. I realized after the fact that Lifelong, the organization I'm on the board for, was walking in the parade. I didn't even stay to say hi to any of them. I saw their posts afterwards. I'm like, oh, shoot.
oh,
I'm like, I'm such a jerk. I'm sorry I didn't stay to say hi to you guys. But anyway, it looked like everybody was having a good time. And
it
that's,
did.
that's
That,
the most important thing.
yeah, lots of queer joy in the city today.
Absolutely. And it goes on, so it'll be tomorrow, it'll be Monday when this episode gets released, but the Pride Fest happens all afternoon. So we just, our kids are not up for a full day of festivities and so we have family in town as we said. So we were like, okay, this was enough for us. We got our little spark of torrent joy, which
Hmm.
is what we were looking for. And so
Yeah,
it was good. It was good to see
it
everybody.
felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So for those that weren't able to go, I'm sorry. Hopefully this stuff on social media will help you just get a little bit of that joy and not too much FOMO about, yeah, I know people have to work and that sort of thing. So,
Yeah. Yep.
okay, what else?
What else? I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, so just so everyone knows, I'm gonna go ahead and do the teaser spoiler. We're gonna
Ooh.
have a special guest next week. So the 4th of July weekend, we're gonna take off. We're not really gonna take off, but we are gonna pre-record an episode, and so we're gonna have that episode come out on Monday next week, so a week from today.
Special guest.
A special guest, which I think you guys, yeah, I
Nicole.
think you guys will be excited to hear from this person.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a hockey person. I should put that out there too, because I'm sure people are probably trying to figure out who it is.
It's not a
It
hockey
is
person.
not a hockey person, but I still think it's somebody that everyone's going to be really excited to hear from, and
Absolutely.
we're very excited to hear from her as well.
Yeah.
So, that's coming out for the 4th. And I mean, we haven't recorded yet, so it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but if for some reason it doesn't happen in the time frame I think it was, we'll come on and apologize. But
Yeah.
otherwise.
We'll do a reel.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll be happening next week for everybody. So, okay. What are your last words?
My last words are obviously queer joy.
Oh, not pride. I thought you were going to say pride.
No, I mean
Oh,
it's
it's kind
encompassed
of
in that,
disappointing.
but queer joy because we were all in it
Yeah.
today and all weekend really. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited. And, my wife has put us in it all month, and I think everyone's been enjoying her posts
Yeah.
because we are all in for it and experience a lot of queer joy in
Yeah.
this house, in this family, in this hockey family, and yeah, queer joy.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people comment to us, in person, but also, online about how much they're enjoying seeing us post because my I've been posting daily and it's just a picture and it's a random picture and it's, most of the time it's just something that we're having fun doing, which is great. And so, and just, it's the series of queer joy so that we can queer up our space. So I don't want to, I mean, I'm not going to do it every day after June is over just because it is a little time consuming. But I think that, maybe we'll pop in and do a queer
Sprinkle
joy
it here
every
and
once in a
there.
while because it's been affirming for us. And I think it's been affirming for other people just to have a reminder that, that is the resistance. We had a print that we bought it. I don't even know
Oh, it is up there. It's
at
up
this,
there
okay, at the
at
Pride in the
the Pride in
Park.
the Park.
Pride in the Park.
Yeah,
It says queer joy is resistance, and I really think that that's true. It's like, you know, for me, it's like, how do you combat hate? You combat it with love. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, happy Pride. This will be the last episode of the month of June, which is kind of sad and kind of, wow, I can't believe we're already in July
I
already.
can't believe it.
And so for those that will be celebrating 4th of July, that will be on before our next episode. Happy 4th of July to everybody. And we will be back next week. And like I said, a special guest I think everyone's going to be really excited for.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I'm
that's it.
excited. All right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. And that's the show. Tune in next time for another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.